So anyway, or maybe I was calling because I was desperate for attention. Who knows at this point? Because sometimes, and this is why I need to pay attention to the details. It's not just things that we see out here. Like, it's things that you should be seeing within yourself. So yeah, I was just returning your missed call. Blah blah blah. And on Monday, he was like, "Hey, some people can go MIA." So the sorry I missed your call, talk soon, was on Saturday. So 2 days later, suddenly I'm MIA, as if I'm supposed to be talking to this guy every day. Strange expectations, but whatever, expectations nonetheless. And I'm like, "Hey, lol, not missing, just working, how are you?" And then he's like, "Come for lunch." This is the day that I was fasting. And I was like, "Where? I only have 20 more minutes for my break." And he was like, "Where are you working?" And I was like, "Next time, okay?" And he was like, "Which store?" And then I told him which store. And he's like, "Next to which brand?" And then he's like, "Okay, I'll meet you at the eatery now if you can." And I was like, "I can't. It would take the rest of my break to make it there." And he's like, "Haha, lol, really?" I don't know what part of that statement was a joke, but haha, lol, really? And I was like, "Really, really?" Dot, 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 with a smiley face. And I was like, "I'm off Saturday. How about you?" And he was like, "You mean even for your lunch you don't come out?" And I was like, "I did yesterday. Today I'm feeling chilly because it was cold last week or earlier in the week." Yeah, it was earlier in the week. And he's like, "Okay, you can throw on a coat." And I'm like, "That's true. Next time, okay?" And he's like, "No problem. Have a good day. Have a great day." And I was like, "You too." Like, this was like hours later. And he was like, "Thank you." He was like, "Has your day ended?" And I was like, "Yes, it has." And then he was like, "Nice. What time does your store close at?" And I was like, 9 p.m. And he's like, "Wow, how come your day has ended? I saw you today and you looked candid." "I had opening shift today. When did you see me?" He's like, "At the mall. You were in black attire." And see, he knows he's sketchy. That's why the wording is the way that it is. And I was like, "Yeah, that's our uniform." And I was like, and then he was like, "Zoom this pic and you will see yourself." And that's when I was like, "Are you a paparazzo in your spare time?" And he was like, "Not really." And then I was like, "Oh, so why did you take a picture of me?" And he was like, "Haha, because you were looking cute." And I never responded to that. And then that's when I'm like, if you're gonna be fucking creep, sorry for swearing, if you're gonna be a creepo, at least make yourself useful. But he couldn't even accomplish that, honey. Like, you know what? And I'm learning to value my own worth because I know my worth, but I don't always value it because like escapism is a thing for both men and women, and there's an adrenaline rush to getting free drinks, free clothes, even free food, like these things, because then it gives you the illusion that you're taken care of, but like you have to. Child, have you ever faked laugh? It is exhausting. Have you ever like had to keep your face muscles in place when somebody says something absolutely ridiculous to you? It is insanity, and it literally is. So I'm learning not to keep doing the same thing over and over again. And Henry is a good example. And so, hang on, let me just read my notes. So, because I was fasting that day, I didn't go out to the eatery, which is good because, like, I almost abandoned my spirit, like for a smoked salmon sandwich. I eventually got it. That was my reward, but I'm still learning too. And so, this morning, after that painful experience that I had this morning, which I'm I'm slowly coming out of it. Like, I'm gonna clean my house. I'm doing laundry right now. I'm gonna take a shower and then I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna come home and I'm just gonna, be to myself. and not worry about any of these things. I still haven't texted mechanic guy back because I was instructed not to, and now I realize why. It's because I can't talk out of both sides of my mouth and be like, oh, I want to be celibate, I love the Most High, he's always blessed me, blah 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 blah. But then the moment I'm willing to like want either male attention or even like a sexual release, because I have sexual desires, like I'm a fully grown woman at this point, like, you know, I can't just be like, you know, be hanging out with these men's and like, you know, because like even the fact that I was like after he took that picture of me, I spoke with my dad. I spoke with my ex-husband and I spoke with my dad. And I spoke with my landlord about it. And they're like, they all agreed that it was creepy, that I wasn't overreacting by being upset or angry about it. I wasn't even upset. Like, I was just like, who does that? Like, you're so lame. Such a lame, Mr. Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Probably nothing. But, you know, whatever. Thank you for teaching me a lot. Ugh. So, that's next. I am aiming for celibacy. And I'm not, it's not funny. See, it's not funny. I'm aiming for celibacy. And the only person who's still in the equation is my ex-husband. Because, like, we had that one night. And then that one night when we were talking on the phone, like, he talked to me while I was walking home after work. He was like, you know, whatever. And we'll see what happens. You know what? I'll pray about it. I'll pray about it, and I'll pray about it so hard because, like, I really need, and I understand that rejection is protection at times, and that I don't actually need to make myself unattractive to these men. I don't actually need to make myself off-putting, because I remember I mentioned that. I was like, oh, I can act depressed. You know, sometimes that scares them away because then they'll have to deal with feelings, and like, you know, they don't even want to listen to anything. So like, you know, they'll be, oh, okay, call me when you're feeling better. Except for a mechanic guy who's like, is there anything that I can do to relieve? Oh my goodness, he's so sweet. But again, he, you know, and I'm learning. I'm telling you, I'm learning. So, last thing. Oh yeah, and this is relevant. So, I don't actually think that I got my period, but I did have a bleed last night. But it helped because it put things into perspective. Because the last time I got my period, that was a wild period. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, the next time I see mechanic guy, I'm hopping on it. You know what I mean? And then I got my period, and then like I had time to think, and then I was like, you know what? That's very impulsive, is it not? And then that was before the last time that we hung out. And so now it's like, understand the signs, Kathleen. Understand the signs. Okay? So yeah, I think celibacy is on the table. And since the ex already threatened to only like allow me access to his dick twice, then that's my limit, I guess, you know? I'll take it. So I'll pray, and also I'll get used to ghosting, because like even the hotel guy, like I said, I can get the sense that he's like getting bored or impatient or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I actually don't even care. Men don't have trouble ghosting you, especially after they have sex with you. They're like, oh, I got what I wanted, blah, 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 blah. Even if it's like you being their little therapist and they get to cry and whine about things that they can be healing themselves through their own efforts with all the resources on the internet. Therapists come on Bill Gates's internet and they give out tools that you can use. A modern world that we live in the age of information, you're going to act like, no, it's not going down like that. So I'm going to be ghosting. You can call me Casper. And I don't have to make myself off-putting, because you know what the crazy part is? I know my worth. I'm beginning to value it at its capacity at any given moment, and without being cocky, because like that's not cute. Being confident and like, you know, just, you know, like that's one thing, but like some of these men are so cocky, and when you actually look and listen and observe the actions, and you're like, oh, you ain't ish, like you're really not. And they're so off-putting. And, you know, going back to that whole like poker facing my way through interactions just so I can get what I want, like, which is something that I can easily get for myself. They don't even put in the effort to be off-putting. They just are. And then you're just sat there, and they feel free to ghost you. So two can play. Two can play. And so I'm very grateful for this morning, even though it was very painful, because after that, let me go check on my laundry. I watched, at this time, Cosmoholics Anonymous's most recent video, which is the mugshot video. And as she was talking, like, it was helping me to get past that situation when I was in my bed, and like those thoughts, and like I needed a release, and I couldn't figure out like what I could do, because I rarely cry, you know. The only time I really ever cry is if like I see like super cute like cat or like puppy videos. You know, you see those like wholesome videos of like families just like enjoying each other's company, or like certain movies will make me cry. But like with me in my real life and my own situations, I kind of just like I said, I numb myself out, or I just kind of ignore it pretty much, like, you know. But like that's not working, and it's never gonna work. So I was exhausted, and then I started watching her video, and she was talking, and I was like, I still haven't even finished it. I was like, I put it on. I was instructed to put it on, actually, with the and I was planning on just having it playing, and I would just fall asleep and then wake up, because I had set another alarm because I woke up so early, even though I wanted to sleep in. But it's okay, you know, worse things have happened. And I stopped being tired, because, you know, she's in it to win it, you know what I mean? And we all must endure, and we've all been given a lot in life. A lot, not a lot. And yeah, you know. And something else that I've learned by observing her presence and watching her throughout the years is not to be jealous or envious or think some type of way about how you perceive another person's relationship with the Most High. That'll steal your joy, and then you'll be so distracted because you want to be, oh, this is what they did, so I should do this. And it's like, no, the Most High is doing something different with you, like, so stop. So that's also something that I've been encouraged to realize and to take comfort in, because like I think it does stem from that whole sometimes and this is why I shouldn't even talk about my relationship with the Most High with certain people, when I've mentioned that, oh, something like this happened, because it's like it's a miracle, and I'm just like, oh wow, like, you know what I mean? Or it's like a sign, and I'm like, wow. A lot of times I've been met with, oh, that doesn't mean anything. And it's like, well, what do you mean? Like, it meant something to me. It meant something enough that I would bring it up in a conversation that we're both having. Like, so silence is key. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys next time.